Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in my last video I looked at the 10 steps to building an effective M&E system. So this video is a continuation on the M&E system. So today we are looking at the 12 components of an M&E system you need to have in your M&E system, and these are summarized in 3 types of these are summarized in 3 forms. So before we go into that, we're going to look at what exactly is an M&E system. Monitoring and evaluation system is a set of organization structures, management processes, standards, strategies, plans, indicators, information systems, reporting lines, and accountability relationships. It also enables an M&E system enables national and provincial departments, municipalities, and other institutions to discharge their M&E functions effectively. In addition to these formal managerial elements are the organization culture, the capacity, and other enabling conditions. These determine whether the feedback from the M&E function influence the organization's decision making, the learning, and accountability for results, service, or service delivery. An M&E system is essentially a management tool used to measure and evaluate results of a policy, program, or project, providing information for management and governance to make decisions effectively. An M&E system is a feedback component of a management system that enables an entity to track the consequences of their action. An M&E system gives decision makers an additional management tool by providing feedback on the performance as a basis of learning, acting, and also improving policies, programs, and projects. So why an M&E system? What are the functions of an M&E system? Why is it important for us to have monitoring and evaluation systems in our organizations, or government, private, or non-profit? Why do we design an M&E system? We do that to act as a source of information used to better inform key decision makers, the public, and other stakeholders on projects, programs, or policies. To provide data which adds value at every stage of the policy or program, to act as a crucial management tool that supports internal management to focus on their results in their operations. To promote transparency and accountability within entities, since internal and external holders have a clear sense of the status of the projects. And we also design M&E systems to help strengthen the government and other organizations by reinforcing emphasis on the demonstrable outcomes, thus contributing significantly to the general SDGs, that is poverty reduction, economic growth, and other goals. An M&E system also enables government entities or NGOs or private to demonstrate their results, thereby increasing popular and political support. It helps in promoting sustainability of the organization in terms of ability to keep delivering results, remaining relevant, and financial stability because of being accountable to donors or funders. So what are the 12 components of a functional M&E system? They are similar to the components I looked at in the last video. It's just a bit trick, but these components are very crucial in you're establishing your monitoring and evaluation system. And these components for today, in today's videos, we're going to group them in 3 types. 1, we have the enabling environment. Under the enabling environment, we're having a fully established and working monitoring and evaluation system. We have people, you need partnerships, you need planning, or organization strategic plan. Then our component 2 is data and information, and data information, as you know, as anyone is data and information is a very crucial part on you to have. You need data collection, capturing, verification, analysis. All this come in under component 3. other components too, which is part of the 12 components of an M&E system. Then use in decision making. This is our third type. This is designs should rest fundamentally on understanding who is making what choices and when. The goal is to promote the use of feedback in decisions, not simply reporting up and out. And also, this is needed for events. So after you've collected your M&E data and analyzed it, how do you intend to use it? This is what we are looking at when we say the use in decision making, and we use it to make our decisions. That is it. So those are the 3 different types of a functional M&E system, which are categorized in the different 12 components, the components of an M&E system. So here is an example of an M&E system. Last time I looked at the components, so today I'm giving an example. This is UNAIDS, just the example of how the M&E system is. Under number 1, we have the organization structures with M&E system. So the organization structure can, as you see, organizations can include either you have the donor, and the project manager, then the community leaders. These are normally need feedback. Then the beneficiaries, and the M&E officer, the team leaders. If there are very many projects and they have different team leaders, the enumerators that will help in data collection, gathering, and entry. Then the field staff. So that is like the structure of M&E, and all these feed into each other. Then you have the human capacity for M&E. Looking at the structure, you have the human capacity, which is the M&E officers, enumerators, team leaders, field staff, community leaders. All these feed into the M&E system because you need them. Then number 3, we have partnerships. So M&E, this can include, like if it's a community project, you may need community leaders in your partnering with you in your monitoring and evaluation to see exactly if these interventions are actually achieving the results they are intended to the beneficiaries. So it can also, if it's an NGO, you can have like other NGOs or government you're partnering with on a particular project. So you need this in establishing your M&E system, saying who will be our partners in doing our monitoring and evaluation. Then number 4 is a monitoring and evaluation plan. This I'll be looking at it in my next video. So today I'm not going to go deep into it. Just that an M&E plan is a document that helps to track and assess the results of the interventions throughout the life of a program. From the life cycle, I think I looked at the project life cycle, so you can go back and look at and check out my video on the project life cycle for you to understand the life of a project or a program and how the M&E plan comes into it to help assess and track the results of this project throughout the project life. This is a living document, so you should be updating it on a regular basis. And it should be, and it's a must be on component when you're designing or developing your monitoring and evaluation system. Then number 5, we have the costed monitoring and evaluation work plan. So this feeds into the monitoring and evaluation plan, where you'll be designing your work plan that we have 5 activities this quarter for monitoring and evaluation. What are the deliverables for these activities? Who will be responsible for these activities? What is the budget? What is the timeline? All these you need to plan them when you're developing your monitoring and evaluation system and include them in. Then number 6, we have monitoring and evaluation advocacy, communications, and the culture. In your design your M&E system, you can decide on the culture of your M&E. Maybe you can decide our culture we shall be doing quarterly monitoring and evaluation of our projects, or monthly. How will you be communicating? Will you be the line of communication you can do communication plan. Is it advocacy? This fits into the use. If we found out these are the results, maybe for a particular project, and we need to advocate. If it's a WASH project, to find out many schools from the M&E we've done maybe lack access to water, we can do advocacy so that maybe many public schools, the government makes this water, safe water, accessible to these public schools. Then number 7, we have the routine program monitoring. So when you design your monitoring and evaluation system, you need to think of that. How will you be monitoring? Is it routinely? Who will be responsible? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. In number 8, we have surveys and surveillance. Yeah, after you monitoring, of course, you've done your surveys. If it's something like you're collecting big data or working on very many communities or very many schools, depending on the project you're handling, you have to do surveys to do some of these evaluations and surveillance. Yeah. This shoots into number 9, which is the monitoring and evaluation databases. That's where will we be keeping our database? What softwares shall we be using? Is it Excel? Is it SPSS? Is it Stata? There are so many softwares. Yeah. So and then the supervision and data auditing after the data has been entered. Who are the people responsible for monitoring and supervising this data and also auditing it to see that there is no error, the analysis. Then number 11 is evaluation and research. When you do your evaluation, which is also part of the research. What are the findings from your evaluation? Then you need to use that information and disseminate it, which leads us to number 12, making the 12 components of an M&E system. The data dissemination and use, where you're going to actually either put the information you've gathered and from the analysis, the report, and disseminate it in a report to either the donors, the other stakeholders involved in the project, the community leaders, the beneficiaries, the project staff. You're actually disseminating this information. So those are the 12 components of an M&E system you need to keep in mind when you're developing your monitoring and evaluation system, be it for an institution, for an NGO, for government, for private. These are the 4 components, and we're going to see how we summarize them in the different types of M&E systems. In the different types of the 3 different types that help us in developing our monitoring and evaluation system. So under these 3 different types, 1, we looked at partnerships, people, and planning. Under this, you have data collection. Of course, you need people in data collection. You need partnerships, enumerators. In surveys and surveillance, you need you need people, and you need to plan for those activities. If it's an evaluation and research, you need people. If it's data for decision making, you need people. Under this, the organization structure also comes in under partnerships, people, and planning. You need the organization structure to see how your M&E is done in your organization. The human capacity for M&E. So this diagram is just summarizing also the 12 components of the 12 components I just looked at. So just under partnerships, people, and planning, or our type number 1, we have the enabling environment. Enabling environment, you need partnerships, people, and planning. You need people to enable you to do your M&E system rightly and to establish your M&E system. effectively and for it to function effectively. Yeah, under this we have the organization structures. With M&E, I explained those components. The human capacity, you need people, partnerships, the M&E plan. It's a document showing the whole process of M&E. Yeah. The costed M&E work plan, you need people and partnerships, and in M&E advocacy communications. These all help to create an enabling environment for the monitoring and evaluation system to function effectively. Yeah. Yeah, so this is under data dissemination and use. This summarizes all the other components, the 12 components. You literally have all these components represented in data dissemination and use, because all these other 12 components need that data and then use that data, be it the M&E plan, the partners, the databases, the monitoring and evaluation, the advocacy, the structure, the human capacity, the surveys and surveillances, the work plan. All these need the data and use the data. Yeah. So we've looked at the data dissemination and use, the enabling environment. I explained these components, so yeah, I'm not going to repeat them. And then the lastly was people, partnerships, and planning. Yeah. And just to explain, I explained if you look at my video on the developing the type of components in developing an M&E system, this is just to help you out. I'm looking at the hierarchy of results in monitoring and evaluation. Under the hierarchy, we have one is the impact. This is aiming at, here you're looking at what we aim to achieve. Then the outcomes, what we wish to achieve. This can be mid-term or long-term. And the outputs, what do we hope to produce or deliver, the final products. Yeah, this is basically the outputs. And then the activities, what processes, actions we need to input to see that we achieve this output. Yeah, and then the input, the resources that need in the production and delivery of the outputs. Yeah. So when you're planning your monitoring and evaluation, looking at the hierarchy of the results, impacts and outcomes, here you have to manage to see that you're achieving these results. Yeah, you manage towards achieving the results. And then when outputs, activities, and inputs, here you plan, budget, implement, and monitor outputs, activities, and the inputs. Yeah. Then in looking at the indicators in the steps, the 10 steps of developing an M&E system, the second step, developing take your verifiable indicators. Here you also have to look at the hierarchy of results and how you have to and how to evaluate indicators based on the hierarchy of the results. Yeah, first of all, just to take you through, we have some called the direct indicators. These are this data is gathered mainly by the management information system. Types of direct indicators can include quantity, quality, cost or price, timeliness, start and end times, distribution, adequacy, and accessibility. The relationship between indicators is calculated using a combination of the direct indicators and the data and other data. Yeah, and data is often gathered through surveys and indicators. So looking at the impact and outcome indicators, these when you're assessing or evaluating, you actually are evaluating the equity of the impact and outcome indicators. Yeah. Also, when you're looking at the outcome and output indicators, you're normally evaluating the effectiveness of these indicators. The effectiveness of the project in relationship to the outcome and output indicators, the effectiveness of the project in regards to the impact, the equity of the project in regards to the impact. So when you look at the activities and the outputs and activities, you're basically measuring the efficiency of the project or program. And inputs, these include you're measuring the economy of the project or program. So these are going to shoot into the OECD DAC criteria, which I shall be looking at in my next video. So today I've just looked at the 12 components of an M&E system you need to keep in mind when you're establishing your monitoring and evaluation system, and you need to see that these components are all in place, and these are categorized in 3 different forms. So that's a summary today of the monitoring and evaluation system. Hit me up. You can comment in the section how you developed your M&E system, what components did you feel were pertinent in developing your monitoring and evaluation system in your organization. What challenges did you face when developing your monitoring and evaluation system? You can share with me in the comments, in the comment section. So thank you very much. That has been it. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Thank you very much.